That should not be a real problem. Should not be a real problem. All right, anyways, the more you know. So let me close out some of this stuff. I'm going to move this over, and we're going to try to do a little bit of play testing. So as always, folks, thank you for, number one, bearing with me, being a little late to this. Hopefully you all are now logged in to the main menu here. In fact, I'm just going to close out a few things because I have way too much open. If you're following on the stream, you'll be able to see what I'm doing, or you can just listen to what I'm saying in the Discord. We got a couple goals for the day. Primary goal is to test a few card abilities, and then try to clean up some stuff from the last time that we tested that wasn't necessarily all ship-shape from the previous playtest. So if you're in the main menu, hopefully you are at this point, so I'll give you all a chance to get there. If you're in a game, please go ahead and leave the game. And I have my Discord open, so I'll be monitoring that as well. If you don't feel like talking, you can just type. So if you're on the main menu, there's a few things I want to try today and just confirm. You all see an online count of 4 on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
See that? Good. Okay. That should be updating like once every 10 seconds or so to show you who is actually, like, the total count of players actually online. I put that in recently because it's, I don't know, it's kind of fucking annoying when you're playing an online game and you don't even know if you're playing against anybody or not. Maybe you're just in the ether. The other thing I'd like to test is, like, when I type this, does everybody see that?
Yep.
Everybody sees a hello? We get a few confirmations. You can reply in chat too. You can just reply right to it if you want. Very good. All right. The next thing we're going to try, and I have a feeling this is going to break, but I've tried to fix it, is throughput. So what I want everybody to do is pick a number between 1 and 10 and just type that into Discord or into the global chat for me. Just pick a number between 1 and 10. I'm going to do 6. 8. 4. 3. Okay, you're going to do 3. 2. Excellent. And so what I want everybody to do is, like, once every 2 seconds, I want you to press that number and press enter. So it's going to look like this. It's going to be like 1, 2, enter, 1, 2, enter, 1, 2, enter. Does that make sense to everybody? We're good with that? So just every 2 seconds, type your number and press enter. So I see 4 8s and 6s coming through. Is anybody else typing their number right now? Or, oh, now I see some 2s. It looks like we're seeing some throughput, yeah? Everybody seeing the numbers? Anybody noticing any issues with when they press enter? I don't. Yeah, this looks much better than last time. So if you all helped us playtest last time, you'll remember that basically when we tried to do this, it just froze. It just froze for everybody. It couldn't handle the amount of stuff that was going on here. I'd say that's a pretty good stress test. Like, honestly, if there's more chat than that at any one time, it's a good problem to have, and I'll fix it when that happens. This seems to be much better than it was the last time we tried to do this. So, cool. One other thing I want to test, because some folks reported it, if you could go to your friends list, you can add me. My name's just Mick Test if you don't have anybody at it right now. I'm going to add, like, I don't know, Naffy, Taffy. Just pick somebody to add. It doesn't have to be me. It can be somebody else. When you add that person, if they're online, you should see a little green dot pop up next to their name. And then just try to whisper that person. So click them, whisper them, and send them a message. And everybody make sure that you can both see a message and that the message comes through. We had some problems with this last time, too. Any issues? And if you click the global chat button, you can just go back and you can say, like, you know, no issues or whatever. Okay. Beautiful. The next thing I want to try is if you click the person you just added, or that you, yeah, it won't take G Rider 22. It has to be, it is case sensitive. That is correct. So somebody could take your name with the lowercase letter, if they so chose. What I'd like to do now is I'm actually going to remove somebody on here that's been talking. So remove somebody, you can pick anybody you want, and then go to your blocked list and add them to your blocked list. I'm going to block G Rider. And what I'd like to see, it actually looks like, this window is a little shifted to the left. Is G Rider's G cut off for you guys a little bit on the left-hand side? You see that in the chat, or is that just me? I think, like, the N on Naffy's... Can you all see that on your side? Naffy or Scarjo or anybody else?
Yeah, it's
like
slightly cut off, like
cut off, right?
just barely.
Okay. That's an easy...
You can really notice it on the J's.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Under J Rider.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Under G Rider, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, you know the person you blocked. So, say something in chat, and you shouldn't see that message from the person you blocked. So, like, if I say something, I just said some random message. If you don't have me blocked, of course you see it. But, if the person you blocked said something, you should not see it. So, at this point, I'm assuming G Rider, Naffy Taffy, have you both typed something?
I just did, yeah.
So Naffy, you just typed something. I see yours, and I'm assuming Scarjo, you did as well. Yeah, okay. So it does look like it's working, and of course, if you try to whisper me, it will not work. So I'm going to remove you from being blocked, and now say something else. Everybody remove the person they have blocked and make sure that you can see their messages again. Yep, it's working just fine. Well, this is good news. Believe it or not, a chat system's kind of a pain in the ass to program, more so than I would have thought, and it's mainly because not only do you have to store the chat to a database, but then you have to query it at the same time you store. So it's almost like a miniature matchmaking system, in a way. It's just keeping track of actions in the order that they happen. So it's kind of interesting. But anyways. The other thing too is you'll see two little buttons up there. You'll see like the little orange button and then this little green button. One is to mute global chat and the other one is to mute whisper chat. Well, basically you can test this pretty easy. If you click the global button and try to chat, it's going to tell you that global chat is disabled, and you actually won't be able to see anybody else sending any messages anymore. So if you have it global chat disabled, it essentially like turns off your chat for you, in case you just for some reason don't care about what people are saying. Yeah, it can. Similar to like if you hover over Deck Builder and Skirmish, I am planning to add something like that in there, so it'll be similar to that, probably popping up above it though instead of to the right hand side. So that'll be there. I like that we're using the chat and Blitz to do feedback. That's kind of fun. I'll just write that down. It's been on my radar, but I can probably just do that today. I need to get done some of this simple stuff, and I'll definitely need to fix this. Lexi, I know you're still in chat. Just as a heads up, after this is over, if you have time throughout the day, I would love to have you continue to download builds until we fix this, because I'm not going to be able to fix it without help. Like, I need somebody that actually is localized over there to troubleshoot this. So I might send you another build in a little bit, just as a heads up. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So now we're going to get into sort of the meat of things. If you haven't changed your PFP, this is your first time, you know, playing, you can come up here and click your little icon and you can change your PFP to be whatever you want, if you want a little bit of customization. But we're going to go into Deck Builder, and we're all going to build a new deck. So I do not want anybody to use an existing deck. We're all going to choose the Masquerades. We're all going to choose Margot here. So the very first deck on the top left. So we're all going to make a Margot deck. So you should all be at the screen, essentially, where you can drag and drop cards over, or double-click cards, or single-click cards, and add them, whatever. Whatever suits your fancy there. As far as game boards go, I don't care which one you choose. You can choose the grass or the moon. I think just pick a random one, whichever one you prefer, and we'll stick to that. All these other game boards are still being programmed into the game. They don't really affect anything functionally, but they are a little bit harder to program because there's some interesting UI issues that come up when you're trying to overlap two players' game boards. So I just got our UI artist to fix that, but it still needs to be programmed in. Anyways, for now though, just pick one of those two game boards. And as far as the cards go, what I'd like you to do is click the filter, the sort filter on the right-hand side, and filter between 1 and 10. It doesn't really matter what that means to you right now. Just essentially sorts the cards in, like, the initial cards versus the later cards. I gotta work on sort of the renaming of them. And so you should see like all your starter cards towards the top right now. And today we only want to use starter cards because the matches aren't going to last long enough to get to where you can use like the lower or middle cards or anything like that. So as far as the starter cards go, I want you to make sure you get cards that have abilities on them. So you'll see in here just some placeholder text. It says Goad, it says Good Favor, it says Renewal. There's a few with no abilities on here. There's Mason, and then there's Crit. So make sure you grab all 5 of those cards at least. You want all 5 of them. And then, honestly, the other 5 cards you choose, like, literally doesn't matter because it's not going to let you set them. So I'm just going to choose, like, a few more random cards. You need 10 cards minimum to make a deck. But, you could add more, too, if you just, for some reason, wanted to see how that looks or just play around with dragging and dropping cards. Alright, so once you have your deck, and you've gotten, for sure, the 5 cards with abilities, you can save that deck. It should pop up here. If you click that deck, you can actually come to the top right and you can call it, like, I'm going to call mine, like, Blitz Playtest number 3. I'm going to say, like, Scarjo is a random player, and then once you click off of it or do anything else, it just saves it automatically. You don't need to worry about pressing enter or anything. So once you've done that, hit the back button, and it should save your deck. So everybody should be back at the main menu now, and you should be able to see, like, my little hello here. I might actually go into windowed mode here, because I want to be able to chat. I'm going to put up the Twitch chat and the Discord chat side by side.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, bro. I was naming the deck. I just said Playtest 2.4 and quite a bit of red text came up telling me I had null reference exceptions.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. You can just close that out. That's just like a dev log for me. I got them too. So just if you get a dev log issue, you
Gotcha.
can just close it out and you'll be fine. Actually, be better. I'm gonna go back in the now that I have. Where is? I lost you guys on Oh, I see it. It's like over here. What the fuck? Weird. Let me get my Twitch back up real quick. Alright. But yes, everybody should be back on the main menu. Is everybody back on the main menu at this point? Alright, and I have Discord back, or Twitch back. Good. I got one yes. Everybody else back here? Everybody good? Main menu, main menu. Good, good, excellent. Alright, let me go back to... Okay, so now, we're all going to go to skirmish. And go into skirmish. And pick the deck that you just made. So select that, and then you're going to click play. You're going to see some stuff come up. I'm just going to close out my log completely. So I'm connected to the random Scarjo right now. Now when you're in a match, you have to enter some bid amount. I'm just going to enter like 2 gold. The bid amount is essentially a concept that takes away some of the randomness in who goes first in card games. So with Blitz, you have a set amount of gold to buy cards during a match. So at the start of the match, you can use some of that gold and bid to see who goes first. So in this case, Scarjo went first, and he should have had however much gold he bid deducted from his total gold. You don't need to give me feedback right now, Scarjo, but like you should have seen that happen. You should also see your sort of timer ticking down over here right now. It's pretty quick. Everybody only has about 30 seconds to take a turn. But once you've taken your turn, yep, just like that, and then it switches to me. There's no like fancy animations, there's no fancy sound effects at this point. I did finally put like some hover effects in here just to help with like knowing where you were clicking, because the last time we did this it was pretty miserable to know like when you were actually clicking something. Let me fix that. But I would go ahead and I would recruit all the cards that you got with abilities. So if you're in here, you know, you should have basically the Lion Cub should have Sim, you should have the Gobgala Trio, the Shanty Tents, the Circus Scum, and Chuckles the Stout. This should essentially be the first 5 cards in your deck up here. So like, if I also put all those cards on the field, well, I actually might adjust the time to be 20 seconds. 20 seconds if he's even faster. Jesus Lord. Definitely need to move that back to 30 seconds. Yeah, it's definitely only 20 seconds. So if you set all these things on the field, set these cards on the field, you of course can't attack with most cards the first turn you set them down. But the next time you set them down, so Scarjo, you should be able to click one of these cards and then attack one of my cards. And you might get a warning that says you have to attack the goaded card first. And that's going to be your little Chuckles the Stout. There's no animation right now, so like in reality there'll probably be a little shield on him with little chains or whatever to indicate the fact that yep, excellent. So you're able to kill him. So then you can attack the rest of my cards, of course, if you so chose. But I'm going to attack, you know, your Chuckles the Stout. We'll just do some damage to one another there. So that's really good. I would say make sure if you're in a match right now, you're playing against somebody else, that the goaded cards are working as expected. So that's kind of like the first thing I wanted to test with everybody, is that the goaded cards were actually acting as goaded cards. So if there's a goaded card on the field, you should not be able to attack another card until you attack that goaded card. And again, well aware of the fact it's very hard to tell what's going on right now, but that's because I'm trying to get like the game actually programmed functionally before we start working on UI indicators. Yeah, that's right. So Scarjo, you can give me feedback afterwards on whether or not all this is working. It looks from the fact that you're attacking the right things that it is. The next thing I'm going to do is attack your wall. They all working good. I'm going to attack your wall a bit, Scarjo, so you should see a little bit of damage to your wall at this point. Then I'm going to end my turn. But if you put, I want you to put a Shanty Tents on the field if you can. If you can place a Shanty Tents. And you should have just seen sort of your health go up by just a tad. In fact, I think it's supposed to happen the turn after it's set, not the first. Shanty Tents. I'm going to write down a note real quick. Health. Next turn. Pretty sure it's supposed to happen. And what does the card say? Oh, well. It's also on set. I'm full of shit. I don't even know my own fucking game, dude. Awful. Oh, yeah, never mind. It is. Yeah, that's good. It's good. And if you look at Shanty Tents, I know the text is kind of garbage right now, too, but if you hover over Shanty Tents in your deck, you can see, like, on set, while active, your wall heals for 2 health on each of your turns. So every time... So I'm going to attack you again, Scarjo. Actually, I can't because you have a damn goaded card on the field. I also definitely need to put indicators on the field, like where you can actually drag and drop cards, because that's really annoying right now too. But like, I'm gonna attack your wall next turn. Your wall should be back to full health now at the end of your turn, because it should be healing, yeah, to a turn basically, right? So like, I'm gonna attack your wall again. Actually, I'm gonna attack your stupid goaded card. Then I'm gonna attack your wall a few times. So now it's back to your turn. It went back up by 2. And sort of, you know, that's sort of what Shanty Tents will do. It essentially heals your wall if it's on the field. So I want all of these abilities kind of have their own little icon, if you will, like something that hovers above the card that indicates to a player what it's doing. So like a goaded card should almost like have a shield, you know, and like it indicates to the person attacking it that, like, because they don't really care what the image looks like. They just need to know what that card is causing to have happen. So like with Mason, there'll probably be a little wall icon over top of it or something. You're destroying my cards, bro. Alright, so the next thing, and I know we're almost out of time for this game, but what I would like, I'll end my turn quick, put a few Sims on the lions on the game board here. When it's your turn, yeah, throw a couple on there and then end your turn. I'll put a couple, should only be able to have 2 goaded cards on the field at the one time. So now attacks with the Sim card. It should have a 50% chance to do double damage to one of my goaded cards. So instead of doing 2 damage, it should be able to do 4 damage some of the time. It did double. Nice. And that is essentially the end of a single match of Blitz. But nothing really happened. We were just testing stuff. So we'll leave the game here. I actually want you to now go back to the main menu. If you guys are still in a match, that's cool if you're still playing around with somebody. You go back to the main menu, you click the metrics button. What does it say? You can even take a screenshot of it if you want. Like, what do you got going on there? Oh, let me see his image here. Oh, cool. Okay. So you played 2 matches. That seems about right, yeah? Did you level up, like in the top left? Are you a different level now? Oh, very good. Very good. This is big, boys. This is big. If only you knew. If only you knew how much is going on behind the scenes. Yeah, there are time stats. You should see some time played. You should see turns taken. Level 3? Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I don't know what the level scaling is right now. I just basically set it to do something. So that I can see if, like, all this works. Because there's a lot going on here, right? So, like, at the end of a match, it pushes your deck information, the match information, who played, how long they played, all of that to the database. And then it is able to aggregate that back to you when you essentially click this metrics button. That's big news. I'm glad that works. Let's go again. Whoever wants to go again, go to skirmish and then click play. And you all can help test a few things. If you all are in your own matches, feel free to also just like listen along with me and give me feedback on whether or not it works. Is anybody else searching for matches right now? Anybody else trying to find an opponent? Okay, we got somebody. Well, that seems to be working much better too. Alright, so it looks like I'm up against Ergo Tester right now. Again, I'm going to bid some amount of gold. And also, if you notice, the music changes now when you start a match. It should be changing to the in-game Blitz theme music at the start of every match. And if not, let me know, because it should be like a consistent music theme at the start of a match. All right, for this match, so I want to test crit a little bit more, so I'm actually going to buy a couple goaded cards and a few crit cards, and yeah, throw them on the field. Yeah, 20 seconds. I'll adjust that. 20 seconds is a little tight for this for testing purposes. I think I'm gonna change it to like 5 minutes and start giving us like 40 seconds, because otherwise I just feel like we can't get anything done. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna put a few goated cards on the field, a few of these guys on the field. And then what I'd like to have happen here, what I will do is I'm going to attack your goated cards. So yeah, it looks like you're attacking my goated cards. That's good. This Shanty Tent's not letting you attack. It seems like it was. Okay, that's good. Let me take this guy, attack one of yours. Okay, so that only did 2 damage. That did 2 damage. Oh, I have to attack his goated card. I can't tell too easily if it actually worked as expected there. I know it's a little overwhelming right now, but it's because essentially you have like unlimited gold to buy whatever you want. In reality, you know, you're only going to be able to buy like a few cards every turn. So it'll drastically like lower the complexity. It like definitely feels a little overwhelming right now because it's like you have to buy a ton of stuff every turn and feel like you have to set a ton of stuff every turn. But in reality, it's not going to be that way. It'll be quite a bit slower than this. I really want to this guy. Oh, I just said him. That's why. Okay, so it is working 50% of the time. It looks like. So the crit is triggering when it should be triggering. So that's good news. If you all see anything weird with the cards, let me know. Could everybody set a circus scum on their game board when it's their turn? So that's the little gold goblin looking thing. What should happen when you set this on the field, and I think you can set 2 of them right now at the same time, is at the end of your turn, if there's 2 of them on, or sorry, at the start of what does it say? At the start of your next turn, you should get a total of 50 gold if 2 of them are on the field. Because the card ability says, essentially, you know, at the start of your turn, you gain 25 gold. So if you have 2 of them on the field, you should be getting 50 gold. If you have 1, so I just got 50 gold, you should be getting 25. So play around with that and let me know if you see anything weird going on there. The only other one that's kind of interesting is Renewal. And I've had a little bit of trouble with this one. That's the Goblin's ability. Essentially, when the Goblins are damaged, at the start of your next turn, if they don't die, they should heal back up to full health. I know it's a little hard to see right now with the UI, but like if your Goblin has 1 health at the start of your next turn, or if they have 2 health, it should go back up to 3, whatever their max health is. So maybe try to produce that on your sides if you can, and just see if that... It looks like in our game it's working, so that Goblin is healing up at the start of this guy's next turn. So really, the strategy right now, if you want to win, is always have 2 goated cards on the field, and then stick as many... I also need to put it in... We just need so many visual indicators. There's so much UI that's needed. Like, you need indicators to know who's attacking and when they're attacking. You need indicators to know what abilities are active. Because right now you kind of have to click through all your cards to see like what has actually happened. And all sorts of shit. You could also try setting cards behind the back line. I'm not even sure which cards are enabled for backline. Being able to be set on the back line. Let me see. Might not even be any of these. Or maybe Sim. Sim might be able to be set. No, probably not. Oh yeah, Sim can be set on the back line. But if you try to attack with Sim on the back line, he shouldn't be able to. And your opponent should also not be able to see your backline cards. It should be hidden from view. And I believe that was working just fine the last time we play tested. Like, basically that backline card is just you adding additional cards to the field for when your wall is destroyed. So like, yeah, I can't attack with this Sim card behind the back line. It's not working as it should not be. You can also attack the NPCs. It's just like really hard to tell right now that you're doing damage to them. And eventually when we have that all balanced when you destroy these. And they'll be like, the NPCs actually won't just walk past each other either. They'll be like fighting each other whenever they run into each other. But the idea is if you destroy an NPC with one of your cards, you're going to get like a huge surplus of gold. And then if the NPC makes it into the enemy spawner, you will also get additional gold. So you'll sort of have to balance attacking enemy cards or attacking the NPCs. I mean, I'm going to do one more match. But I haven't really seen much feedback come through. It seems like you guys are like the things, like the card abilities are working as they are intended to. At least these 5 card abilities that we're playtesting with. If they're not, let me know, as you all are sort of noting things down in your mind. If you're able to queue one more match, if anybody's available for one more match, let's do one more. I want to try to test like destroying the wall and making a card appear in the back line. Got Scarjo again. So what I'm going to do is actually try to beat you this game. So let's play for real with our 5 cards. We both should know how to play with these 5 cards now. So I know the strat here. And it's super cheesy too. Don't cheat. Don't watch the stream. Alright. You can move pretty quick if you know what you're doing. Like 20 turns might not seem like enough, or 20 seconds might not seem like enough, and it definitely isn't. But I think 30 seconds or 40 seconds probably is. Because once you know what you're doing, you can kind of see how this can go super fast. I hope you guys can start to use your imagination a little bit to start to get an idea for, like, you know, how this shit's actually going to be played in reality. Did I attack with everybody? I think so. It's funny shit. Definitely should have given these things more damage. Well, it looks like the wall damage is working as expected. That's good. Scarjo's getting his fucking ass whooped, guys. He has no chance, dude. Noob. The dang noob over here. Noob! I gotta turn off this sound effect too. I hate this sound effect that it's making when you hover over your cards. Jesus. Sounds like you're playing Tetris or something. Oh no, I ran out of time. Shit. No! No, he's catching up! Fuck! Oh no, I don't have any tanks on the board. You fucked up. Why'd you... You fucked up, kid. Oh, these go-to cards, dude. I hate go-to cards. I'm not even sure why I programmed that into the game. Did I attack with all these cards? No. I literally think we can't get to the point where you can actually do damage to somebody's wall. Consistently. Just setting up go-to cards over and over. Fucking cheap. There also needs to be better indications of like when it's your turn versus like when it's your opponent's turn. A lot of visual indicators that we need. But I mean, in Scarjo, you cannot see the cards on my back line, right? Like the card, like the full line of cards. Okay, that's good. I kind of want you to destroy my wall here. So I'm just gonna skip my turn, destroy my wall, and what I want to see, what I like to see have happen is that you can, like, as soon as that happens, you should basically see all 5 of those cards that I have on my back line. So like, you know, essentially you should see 10 cards here after you destroy this wall. I don't know how much health the wall will have in reality, but probably some amount. Did all 5 appear? You don't see any cards behind the back line. Oh, this is really good. I'm glad we're doing this then. Let me destroy your wall. Let's see what happens with that. I'm actually going to take a picture real quick though. Give me a second. I want to get a side-by-side picture here. I just got it. That's really good. Okay, let me destroy your wall here. I thought the wall was working last time. No, am I just making that up? Huh, I don't see any on your side either. Interesting. Well, you're still able to attack with them, you just can't see them, so there must be some issue. Backline cards not appearing. Well, now I see them. Right, it was working last time. That's what I thought. Well, now I see back. Do you see backline cards now, ScarJo, or no? Not for me. How many cards do you have on the back line? 5? That's so weird. I see yours. You still don't see my 6? Yeah, I did. I did. This is I've got it locked in now. We should be good. Now I'm just attacking your general. Out of spite. Yeah, we gotta disable that fucking hover sound effect. We don't need that in here. But we do definitely need like highlights and indicators on the field and stuff. It's gonna make a huge difference. It's gonna make it, honestly, I think once we have like good indications of what is actually happening, it's gonna feel really good. And once we have some animations, of course, like we gotta have some animations, some sound effects, some fancy animations, like fun stuff that actually makes it sound good. Did you get 100? How much experience you get, ScarJo? 25, 50? When you lose a match, you should get less. When it's a draw, you should get 50. When you win, you should get 100. 25? Good. 399 seconds, 27 turns. Alright, that's good. And then one more thing, you go back to the main menu here. You should have one more match played. Hopefully. And perhaps another level up. Very good. Alright, man. That's pretty big, boys. It's like... I just really cannot wait to get out of what I call the scaffolding phase. This is like... Yours is 0 matches played. When you click it, it says 0. Shows experience only. Can you take a picture of it and send it to me? And make sure your username is in the picture. So, like, make sure you grab the from the top corner down to the middle, or just take a full screen picture. That's fine too. And what's your username? Or do whatever. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need to know who you are. Doesn't matter to me. No, I just need to see your username, because I'm gonna look you up in the database and see what's going on. It's weird that you have experience and not matches. That's so strange. Development is wild, bro. There we go. Ergo tester. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Ergo tester. Alright. Let me write that one down too. Ergo tester. Can you log out and log back in and just check one more time? See if it's the same? Because that's just very strange. Ergo tester. Metrics. Yeah. Alright. Well, there's a few things clearly that are on my list here. There's some issue with the metrics. Shanty tents were fine. That was actually a false thing. They were actually working the way they were supposed to with healing the wall. Definitely need to adjust the gameplay time here to make this like a little more palatable. Need to fix the version issue for European players, which is, I'm going to do that like right away. I'm going to fix the chat from being slightly cut off, and I'm going to add some pop-ups to the chat to make you know what those buttons do. It's fixed. It must have just been a weird connection. Yeah, I don't know. That's strange. I'll take a look at it, but frankly, if like that's all it is, I might deprioritize it. Probably better me spend my time fixing some stuff that is, but it should update automatically. Yeah, it should update. You should basically... Yeah, how weird is that? It's like it just didn't query all the variables. It only queried... Oh, you know what it could have been, though? It could have just not made it over there yet. Maybe only one of the, maybe only one of the metrics actually updated, and the other one sort of had a dead reference. It might have just had to take a little bit more time. That's legit. I really like the fact that that's working, and you all can see stuff, and eventually it'll be prettier, and you know, it'll look a little bit nicer. But for now, this is good enough, because then we can kind of balance the game. We can see if people are, you know, have 100% win rate with the Fairy Tales deck, and only like nobody has higher than a 20% win rate with the Masquerades deck. That means that clearly something is not working well. So, all right, guys. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. That's really what I want to test it. I want to see how abilities were working, because that's new. I want to see if the chat system could now handle higher throughput, which it seems like it can. And just play around a little bit in matchmaking to see if... Oh, no, I need to write down one more. I missed one. We need to do the back line. That's one I didn't write down. Backline cards not showing after the wall is destroyed. That's really weird. I don't know what's going on with that. We'll have to figure that out. Anything else anybody saw before I let you all go? You can type to me in the Blitz chat or Discord or wherever. Anything else that was like seemed off or incorrect or not working as you would have thought it to work based off of where you know Blitz is at this point. I know there's a lot to be improved upon, but anything that like wasn't working. Nothing crazy. Okay. Well, good. That's great. Naffy, Scarjo. I think Jordan's in here. Cannon, if you're still listening, anybody else on Twitch still listening in, now thank you all for helping do this. Like I said, I am keeping track of everybody who participates in these. And you will get some sort of award or unlock or something at some point due to your continued efforts here. Michael, of course. So I'll go back through all these logs at the point at which Blitz launches. Because we'll probably still do playtesting even after Blitz launches. But I'll make sure your time and efforts are a little bit rewarded. And that's it, guys. Thank you. Again, appreciate you all hopping on. Hopefully it was a little bit fun. Kind of fun to see how things work behind the scenes and just how much effort it takes for these things to grow and evolve over time. Appreciate it, guys. Take it easy, all right?